we have realized that from long teaching that you find students have a problem getting this bracket here. So the simplest way you can do that is what you got here as x plus 8, then you can just simply put the x plus 8 there, the x plus 8, then from there, so that this and this is the same, because you have factored out x, then from there you find a common factor that when you open this bracket, will give you this. You will find that already you have x here, and you can see you have x here. So these two factors out, and then automatically this being 8, it will give you negative 16. And therefore you would have solved on this part, and you would have factored out the x and negative 2 in a simpler and much easier way, so that you don't have a problem solving, because some students will find putting a negative here, and when they compare the two, they find one is a positive and another one is a negative, and they are unable to give the factor out here. That is part number 1, that's part 1. Now let us look at part 2, where we talk about completing the square method, and see our values, whether they are going to be the same. Completing the square method. Now, completing the square method, that is B, completing the square method. Completing the square. Now, let us have our equation. It is x squared plus 6x minus 16 equals to 0. What we do here, I said this equation is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, where I've said here a, for our case, a is 1. If a is 1, what you do, this is my value of c, so I will take it to the other side. I assume this, I take it on the other side and put a new c. Now here we have x squared plus 6x equals to plus 16. Now what do I do here? We have to apply the concept of perfect squares. Perfect squares, what do you know about perfect squares? Perfect square is whereby you can write as an example x plus 2 squared. This becomes a perfect square. Therefore, I want to find a perfect square for this. So what do? I need to add a c. So x squared plus 6x plus c, a new c equals to 16. If you, of course, you know in mathematics, when you add one term on the left side, you must add the same term on the other side to balance the equation. Now the next question is, how do I find the value of c? Finding the value of c is now we use what we call the perfect square method, which says that b over 2 squared equals to c. B over 2 squared. For our case here, b over 2 squared, b is 6 plus 6, which is 6 over 2, then I square, I will get what? I will get as this 6 divided by 2 is 3, 3 squared is 9. When I got 9, then I move, I substitute c with 9. Now let me substitute and say x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals to 16 plus 9. Now what do I get? The other side I get x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals to 25. Now I have that equation. Now this equation, since we have used perfect square method to find the value of c, then what automatically comes, this equation on the left side is a perfect square. But how can I solve it? You can either use factorization method the way you did, but you will find as a term in the form x plus a value here, then square. It will bring this form because a perfect square, and that's what I have shown here what a perfect square looks like. Now the question is, how do I find this number here? To find this number here, a simpler way, as simplest way you can do it is writing it will be b over 2. B over 2. If you write b over 2, automatically it will bring it open to this. Now b, and what's my b? My b is 6. It is positive 6. If it was a negative, I will come with the negative, both negative here. But it is a positive 6. So what I put here is 6 over 2. Therefore, I will have x plus 6 over 2, then square. I continue giving me 25. Now, what 6 over 2 is what? 3x plus 3, then square, giving me 25. Now, question is, how do I find x? From there is simple. If there is a square here and there is a number, I square root both sides. So if I square root both sides, what do I get? I get there, it will remain x plus 3. But we know, in mathematics of course, a square root of a number is either plus or a minus. Square root of 25 is 5. If I have that number, then I continue. X, I take this 3 to the other side. It becomes what? Plus minus 5. Then I will minus subtract 3. Then from there, therefore I will have 8 of them. We have x equals to plus 5 minus 3, which I have the answers. X equals to what? Positive 2. Or I have x minus equals to minus 5 minus 3, which is x equals to negative 8. And therefore, my values of x are negative, positive 2 and negative 8, which are the same as the one that I got in the factorization method. And therefore, that is giving me the same answer.